All right, well, we are ready to get started for our webinar this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Amber Rickabaugh, if we have not met, and I am joined with some amazing friends tonight, and we plan on giving you some amazing tips of things that we found very helpful, not only along our health journey, but just in general as we are maintaining our health and healthy lifestyle through the holiday seasons. So just a couple of things I wanted to share as we are getting started here is that, let me know if in the chat, if you have ever struggled during the holiday season of maybe putting on an extra few pounds. Does that ever happen to you? I know that's something that I had struggled with in the past myself. I actually looked up some statistics, and the statistics were kind of all over the place depending on who ran them. There were some that showed that during the holidays, some people would gain about 5 to 7 pounds. And then others showed that like some even gained up to 25 pounds from October to the 1st of January. And it can be quite concerning because just 5, 10, 15 pounds, depending on your body frame, can add extra pressure to your joints. For some that can make a difference of cholesterol, numbers, or maybe even diabetes issues, things of that nature. So as health coaches, we are just, wanting to add value tonight and just help you out as much as we possibly can on things that we find very helpful to us and our families during this season to not only help us stay healthy, but just live health all year long. So these are not only tips that are going to help you right now, but tips that really, if you implement, is going to help you all year long. So, one thing I do want to encourage you though, because I think a lot of people, when they think about the holidays, is almost like we're partying and having a free-for-all for months, right? Does anybody have that in their mind? That it's just like it's a party for days, right? That you're just like partying for months on end. But that's not really the case. If you kind of break it down, I don't know about you guys, there may be, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day for my family that we may do some holiday celebrations with family with, that involves some treats, that involve maybe foods we normally don't eat. So if you take Christmas, that's like 2 days. You take New Year's Day, that's another day. And then maybe Thanksgiving, you have Thanksgiving Day. And then there's probably maybe a one-off, Saturday after Thanksgiving or something like that, where you may get together with friends or family as well. So if you think about that, that's probably maybe about 5 days from now until January the 1st that you may be tempted by sweets or your grandma's apple pie or whatever it is that you like to have that one time a year, right? So are you aware that there's between now and then there's 50 days? So really, if we're talking about these 5 days out of 50 days, if you're eating healthy the majority of the time, that's 90% of those days. And what we're going to share with you is going to help you for those really 5 days. So it's really a small amount of time within this holiday time frame. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you because I think a lot of people think, hey, we're in the holidays and it's going to be partying from now until whenever, right? And there may be some other like office parties or church parties, or there may be a couple of onesie other twosies in there that I didn't account for. Maybe that's 7 days for you or whatnot, but it's not the majority of the days, right? The majority of the days you're going to be in control of what you eat and how you handle those days. And so you really can make good progress in your health or be able to maintain it if you would like to with some time and intention. And so we have some great health coaches on tonight that has been doing the do for a while and have great success in their own health journey. And so I wanted to introduce you to them. I'm going to let them share their tips because they are doing some amazing things. And so the first person we're going to have come and give you some of these amazing health tips that we promised is Jade Michael. And she is up in Tennessee, and she's been coaching for a while. And she is the mom of 5 boys. And has an amazing husband too. And so they have lots of things that they do together as a family. And I know she's going to share some amazing tips with you about some things you can do during the holidays. So take it away, Jade.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amber. So we'll go ahead and dive straight in. Amber was mentioning there's really only about 5 days out of the 50 plus that we have through the holidays. So if we think about it, let's think about Thanksgiving coming up actually next week, right? We want to start our day just like we would every other day. Get up about the same time, have your quiet time, your devotional time, take your vitamins, eat your breakfast, whatever that looks like for you. Follow the same schedule the best you can. It's going to make you feel better. That's your norm. You heard me say eat breakfast. So that brings me to the point of reminding you, no fasting. The last thing we want to do is not eat anything all day long and then have this one big meal, because then we're just done. We're like on the couch done because we had so much in one meal. So have your breakfast, have your lunch, and then have your holiday meal. You may even toss some snacks in the middle, in between there. Begin hydrating early. And during the holidays, we get really busy, especially those days. Even if you're hosting at your house, that's probably not something that's going to be on your mind, but it will make a huge difference in your energy, your mood, just overall how you feel, and will definitely help you from overeating. Our body struggles in telling us that it's thirsty. We often feel like we're hungry, therefore we will overeat. So set your water jug out and make sure that you start that early in the morning. Once you've eaten your meal, think of this: eat and then just leave the table. Those that are hosting would probably love for you to venture into the kitchen and start the cleanup process, or just take yourself into a different space where you can continue in conversation and fellowship with those around you. But leaving the food is going to be huge to keep us from overeating a little bit or munching, continuing that. Also, think about your day. Can you fit in a little bit of activity? This could be before or after the holiday meal. We have a tradition in my family. Amber mentioned we have a lot of boys and they're active. So we start Thanksgiving morning with a Thanksgiving 5K. Some of us run, some of us walk, but we go ahead and we get in that activity, and it makes us feel better. It also kind of calms the kids down a little bit, but then we feel good about rolling into the holiday meal. But maybe afterwards, I know I'm kind of in the South, so the temperatures aren't quite as cool as they are other places, but we can go out and have a good time, throwing football or taking a walk with the family. So just fitting in that activity. And speaking of kids for just a moment, for all the moms or parents that are joining with us tonight, help your child with their plate. Encourage them to make it super colorful. They will toss in some vegetables, some fruits on there, and it really will not be like the one roll and then like a piece of pie. Another thing is start their day out the same way too, keeping them in their structure and keeping them active. Children do not find it super fun, catching up with a lot of family. They prefer to be on the move. So just a few tips there. If we think about our surroundings, then where we're going to be, the situations we may be facing during the holidays. We want to plan ahead. Where do we need to be? What time do we need to be there? That's going to keep our stress levels low and allow us to enjoy the holiday season. But are you walking into like buffet style? That's how we do it here in the South. Or is it going to be kind of a quaint, smaller meal for you? But think about what foods may be there, how you can bring something that would be healthier for you, possibly even an appetizer to help in that area so you don't overeat. I know Melanie's going to show briefly a little bit more ideas in that area too. And then one thing that I learned a few years ago is it only takes a few bites of something, like 3 to 4 bites of something, for us to be satisfied with it and have that flavor. So consider that. If you can do that, you can choose from a wide variety of lots of different dishes, even desserts, but still have a smaller quantity overall on your plate. Same thing for kids. Lots of times their eyes are way bigger than their bellies. So keep that in mind as you're putting together your holiday plate. Also, if you have several locations to attend, especially in one day, it is okay to not eat at every single one of them. If for some reason you feel like your family would find that odd, then just keep in mind how many places you need to attend, and you can have smaller meals at each location. So at the end of the day, you don't just feel super bad. That's what we want to avoid. We want to feel good as we go through this holiday season. And then lastly, we just want to remember this can be an emotional time for some of us. So, don't isolate yourself, and also think about your family members or your friends that maybe don't have loved ones here this year. And it could be an emotional time for them. Keep them in mind so you can make sure and be good company for them. Also, sometimes when we bring lots of family members together, different personalities, sometimes that can be stressful for us. So allow yourself, to leave that space or just stay for a short amount of time, but you be, your own personal advocate there. You know what's best for you. And lots of times we know when it's time to go, and we just need to visit with those that were there, and then we can move on to the next destination or back to our homes, possibly for some rest too. But lots of things. Keep your day the same. Remember where you need to be. Be mindful of what you put on your plate. And with all that in mind, I hope all of you have an amazing holiday season.
Oh my goodness, Jay, that was just jam-packed with so much gold. I would love it in the comments for those that are either on live or watching the replay when this is not live, to put what your favorite tip of Jay's was, because she just packed so much gold in there in just such a few minutes time frame. But I love how you ended it talking about the emotional aspect of it. And so, one of the things I'm not sure everybody is aware of, but a lot of times we carry our stress. And what I mean by that is stress can cause you to gain weight. Stress can cause you to hang on to weight you're trying to lose. It causes those cortisol spikes and things like that. So I love, Jay, that you were sharing about, take care of yourself and make sure that, what you're doing what's best for you in those stressful environments, for sure. So great tips. Next, we're going to hear from Melanie Orchard, and again, another amazing coach. And she's got a little bit different dynamic going on in her household. She's got a college kid, and also middle school, high school, or just high school, Melanie. I can't remember.
Just high school.
Oh my goodness, they're getting so old now. I'm not old, but they're growing up.
Yes.
I wasn't sure where Trinity was at. But anyways, so she's got, some different perspectives or whatever, and some tips that she's going to share with you as well about some things that her family does, and some things that she's learned over the years to really help be successful during the holidays as well. So take it away, Melanie.
Well, thank you very much. And yes, my kiddos are 15, 17, and 21, just about to turn 22. So we've got them in all areas. I would say plan ahead. So one of the things that I really gathered from Jade is plan ahead, right? And I like to host, but gone are the days of overindulgence and everybody passing out in the recliner. I don't want to be in the kitchen cleaning and cooking all day long. I really want to make it about the fellowship. So if I plan ahead and I share with the family, with the in-laws, with my mom, here's what I'm thinking. And what I actually do is I kind of plan the menu, and I know who brings what that we all really enjoy. So for me, I might say, hey, we'll cover the turkey. can you bring those great green beans and the fruit salad? And we'll add a couple more things. My husband will say, we don't have to have all of the things. We don't have to have an overabundance of food that then allows us to pile it high on our plate, and then feel that weight of overindulgence. So plan ahead, share that with the family. And you know what? We might even share. We don't often start out with a 5K, Jade, but we can all take a walk down the street and back whenever it's done. But if I don't share ahead with the family that this is what I'm thinking, they might not have the proper shoes. They might not have a jacket. We're in Texas. Who knows what the weather will be on Thanksgiving and on Christmas? Today, it was just t-shirt and sweatshirt weather. But I might want to let them know, hey, I'm thinking about us taking a walk afterward. And we're not going to have this huge amount of cleanup because we didn't make every single dish. I also kind of try to keep it light on the desserts because I am a recovering sugar addict. And if I have all the sweets, I'm going to want to take a little bit of all of them. And then my plate gets too full and I feel frustrated. So I wanted to share with you our first Thanksgiving. So just to give you a little recap, my health journey, my weight loss journey started about 5.5 years ago. And I had already lost my weight within the first few months. My mom at 68 years old lost 72 pounds, rolling into her first Thanksgiving as a more slender woman. And my husband was still on his journey. And so our first Thanksgiving, we decided that we were going to make it really just quaint. It was just going to be the 6 of us that year. So we drove to her tiny house and we took the paper products so that there weren't a lot of dishes. We took the turkey and Wayne deep fried it. We did loaded cauliflower mashed potato bake and Caesar salad. And I believe we had one roasted broccoli. And you know what? Those kids did not die from no dessert that year. I knew what I could handle. And that year I couldn't handle the dessert. So I just said, you know what? We're going to keep it really simple. We're going to have a nice meal. We are going to fellowship and have a great time together. We're not going to spend all day in the kitchen. In a tiny house, there's not a lot of room to spend all day in the kitchen anyway. So it worked out beautifully. And then we went for a walk. Now, I choose not to drink my calories. So I am going to hydrate well. And it's going to be water or unsweet tea, and maybe some sparkling water. And we're just going to keep it really simple. I'm watching and calculating my decisions on what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to move, what we're going to prepare, and how we're going to spend the day. And we're really just going to make it more about the fellowship and spending time with family rather than the food. Because let's face it, I'm really there for the fellowship and the memory making and the family and the friends. Will I ever have pumpkin pie again? Have I ever tasted pumpkin pie in the past? Yes. And it's okay to not overindulge on everything and really make it about the family. So those are just a few tips that help keep me on track and really enjoy the day without falling asleep in the recliner and needing a nap after that overindulgence.
Awesome. That was some amazing tips, Melanie. And I love that you plan ahead and let people know, hey, we're going to be taking a walk while the, turkey's frying, or, when we get done eating or whatever, and kind of plan ahead for that. So I'd love to hear from those of you that are on or you're watching the replay later. What is your favorite Thanksgiving holiday activity? I know we have done kickball and wiffle ball and all the things on Thanksgiving Day as a family too. So I know there's others out there that love to be active on Thanksgiving Day. So put in the chat what's your favorite so we can gather up some new activities and help each other out on how to be active on Thanksgiving Day. So awesome tips, Melanie. Now we're going to be heading over to Arizona, where the amazing Coach Sam Crump is going to be giving us some amazing tips from his perspective. And just to give you a little background, him and his wife have adult children, so their Thanksgivings may look a little bit different than everybody else's that you've heard so far that actually still maybe have children living at home. But I'm excited to hear what tips he's going to give and things he's going to share as well, because he always brings the gold. So Sam, why don't you go ahead and hop off mute and share your tips with us.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Amber, and thank you, Melanie, and thank you, Jade, for those great tips. So great to be with you all today. I'm Sam Crump from Arizona, as Amber said. And yeah, we've got 4 adult children. In fact, we were just having our baby shower for one of our daughters today. We're going to have our first grandchild in January. So that's an amazing milestone. And I'm still wearing my American flag here from Veterans Day yesterday. I'm an Army veteran. So to anybody in your family, or if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service and happy Veterans Day. Well, what I want to share with you is, we're all health coaches here. And back when I decided to get into a better frame of mind, I was diagnosed with a serious health situation about 5.5 years ago. And I had fallen into a funk, and my mindset had gone way down. And I'm usually a positive person. And so just mentally, spiritually, physically, I was not in a good place. And that could be understandable. But when I heard about this health program, and I decided to make a change, and I changed my mindset, and I decided to stop being a victim to my circumstance. There's some things we can do something about, and there's some things we can't. But why don't we take action on making a positive change in those areas that we can? And so physical fitness, we've been hearing about activities, physical activities, and recreation on Thanksgiving Day. That's fantastic. And even if it's not something if it's been a tradition for you, for your family on Thanksgiving and over the holidays, maybe you're going to be the one to introduce something new. Say, hey, everybody, we're going to do something new. And as Melanie said, you got to give them a heads up, because if they show up in flip-flops, they're not going to want to go for a long walk or a run or something like that. Or maybe you've never played pickleball and say, let's go try pickleball. So that can just be a fun thing. Start a new tradition. But the mindset for me, and that getting out of that victim mindset, I think that applies very much to the food when we're talking about a food situation, Thanksgiving. And we love Thanksgiving. We think of the big feast on the Thanksgiving on the family table. But I think it's important that before we get to that day and that moment, that we really take stock of our own situation, and not being a victim to the traditions. This is what we always do. We always eat this. We always eat too much, drink too much, whatever. That's not a healthy way to go. And it's so common that people feel bad afterwards, gain weight, all the things that we've heard about here. And so I think the mindset is so important that you think about that in advance of how all these great tips you've been hearing, that how you want to show up on that day in terms of what you're going to eat, how you're going to consume, how you're going to be, and not just be, because you're the only one that can make a decision, right, about what it is that you're going to be enjoying. And you can have a fabulous day. In fact, you're going to have a better day when you look back on it because of those decisions that you make. So I think that's one of the most important things that I want to share with you. And getting into a healthy mindset is going into that day. If you like to listen to podcasts or audiobooks, make sure the content that you're consuming in your ears is positive and healthy information, whether that's motivational, personal development, or maybe it's about health, maybe it's about food and recipes. But get into that mindset before you're going into Thanksgiving Day, and you're going to be much more successful when the time comes. So I hope that's helpful to you, and it's so nice to talk with everybody here live and on the recording as well.
Awesome. That was so good, Sam. I love not only you sharing your story, and thank you for sharing about your service and Veterans Day weekend as well. I don't know if you saw that in the chat, it was blowing up saying thank you so much for your service. So honored that you would share that with us, and definitely thank you again for sharing. But mindset is huge because we are all of us here have worked on ourselves in a health journey, and it did take some mindset work to retain that long term. It's not just going to happen overnight. It does take some work. And so thank you for bringing that, to the forefront and sharing that with us. So I would love to ask those that are watching, and again, if you're watching this on replay, what is your mindset going into the holidays? Because if you're going into a mindset of, oh no, here we go again, woe is me, I know I'm going to put on 10 pounds, you've already decided that that's what's going to happen. But if you're going into it of, oh my goodness, I'm listening to this webinar, I'm getting some great tips, I can be successful and I can come out on the other side and not be, I don't want to call it the freshman 15 because we're not going to college. There may be some college kids on here, but come out the other side without having to gain that extra 10, 15 pounds that has been known to kind of plague most of society during this time frame, this time of year, because we are more or less, I guess I was gonna say more dormant, but we are less active this time of year. It's colder outside. We're not drinking as much water, all these things. So you heard all these amazing tips about how to stay healthy during this holiday season, but that's not it, because we just have such a heart to serve other people. We want to give you even more ways to help you be successful. So we've put together some freebies for you. If you're hanging out with us and you're watching or you're watching the replay, I'm going to share these on my screen because visuals can be amazing. So let me share these with you guys. So what's going to happen is if you want one of these freebie tools, all you have to do is put the keyword I'm going to share with you in the comments, live here right now or on the replay, and the person that invited you to join tonight is going to share that free resource with you. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. You can even tag them in your message if you want them to get to you faster. If you want this resource faster, tag the person that invited you on your comment. So the first thing I want to share, let me see if I can get it to go. There we go. So the first thing, if you put in the comments recipe or recipes, either one of those, we'll see it. And we're going to give you this holiday healthy recipes book. And there are a ton of recipes in there for you. And we want to make sure as many of, all of us kind of shared, you can go into the holidays, take a dish that's healthy that you can eat, so there's lots of great recipes in here that's going to help you stay healthy through the holidays. So put recipe in the comments below if you would like to receive this. Okay, we want to make sure to get it to you. It's totally free. Okay, so that's the first thing that you can get for free. The next thing, so we all are health coaches and we do coach a specific program. You heard us all talk about our health journey, me maybe not so much, but I did have a health journey as well. And I have been maintaining my 122-pound weight loss. So if you would like to hear anything about the 4 components in holistic system, habits of health system that we coach to help you be successful, again, there is only about 5 days out of this 50 days of the holidays that's going to be parties and, sweets and things. The other 45 days, if you need a structured eating nutrition plan, you want some accountability, you need community, any of those things, you need somebody to kind of walk through with you to help you be successful, we're all here for you. So get with the person that invited you, put info or information below, and we'll get with you and get you some more information about that if that's what you need and you're looking for. Okay. The next thing, our amazing community has so many get-togethers. You saw there was a Friendsgiving today. There was a Healthy Soup Sunday today. There's a recipe bookmaking happening on November 18th. So if you want to be a part, and these happen all over the United States. So wherever you are, there's probably something happening on your neck of the woods. These are just a few I pulled up here. Okay. So if you would like to be invited to one of these community events or you want to join in on one of these community events so that you can stay mindful of healthy eating during the holidays, just put the word community in the comments below, and whoever invited you will get you plugged in to the next community event in your area so that you can join into that event. Okay, so that's the next freebie. Those are totally free. So the next thing, so we do have for our clients only right now, an amazing accountability group going on. So if this is something you would like to be a part of, you want to reach out to the person that invited you and ask how you can be a part of this. There's still time to get in. It's a 25-day challenge. And currently our cash pot is up to $1,720. So need some holiday cash for Christmas? I don't know, but it's pretty motivating for those of us that are in it. I think everybody on the screen's in it. We're having a lot of fun doing it. We love to have fun with our clients. We like to spur them on. We like to do these challenges. So if that's something you would like to look into, put the word accountability in the comments and we'll get you more information about what that looks like. And if you're a client already and you haven't joined in, just hit your coach up and ask them what that's all about. We'll get you the info. All right, this last one here. So we went over a lot of tips tonight, and I don't know if you had your pen out and you were taking notes, or if you're like, oh my goodness, I might have to listen to this again. I didn't take notes. No worries. We have taken, this only shows 6, but we have taken the top 10 tips and put it in a little image for you. So if you want that, just put tips in the comments below and we'll send you over the top 10 tips. That's hard. That's a tongue twister that we talked about tonight. And so that you can have them and you don't have to take notes and you have them as we roll into the holidays so that you can be successful. So those are all of our freebies that we wanted to share with you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And for, just being interested and being diligent about your health during this season, because it is important and it is a gift and we want to be good stewards of it. And so anything else burning on you guys' heart you want to share real quick before we log off? Awesome. You guys did amazing with the tips. So honored to be able to do this with you guys. And thank you guys for joining. We had so much fun bringing these tips to you guys. And if you think this could add value, please tag someone and share this with a friend. Have a good evening.